guys, look how fortunate I am. Look who I found. Sean and I go way back like 30 seconds.
30
right?
seconds? About, yeah.
No, it's a good 45 seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome.
We've been working out. We walked over here together.
Right on. So, Sean, you are from Vancouver.
Vancouver area, yeah.
Okay, where specifically?
I live in a town called Maple Ridge, which is about an hour out of Vancouver.
Yeah, so folks are going to want to know. But recently, you've been migrating down into North America, and tell us about it. How's your adventure been?
It's been awesome. I just got back a few weeks ago from doing 3 weeks in Utah. So we did Eastern Jeep Safari, and then we did like a week driving around the backcountry of Utah. Yeah, that was awesome. And lots of stuff on the way to and fro. And then went home for a couple of weeks to relax, and then came down here for Expo. Yeah. So I'm primarily known for driving a Jeep Gladiator that's extremely beat up from getting to very difficult to get to places, which is kind of our thing. Really difficult places to get to, like old mining trails and forestry roads that are overgrown. Really scenic, remote locations, glaciers, mines, that kind of stuff. And more recently, I've been wheeling my new Ford Bronco. While the Gladiator's getting some repairs and updates. Right on.
So now you have a backup vehicle. So you go out, you break it. You drop one off, you pick one up.
It's funny.
Get back out there.
I just got the Bronco in January, and up until that point, the Gladiator had been flawless. And as soon as I got another vehicle, the Gladiator broke down. So
it's mad.
Yeah,
it's pissed off.
Dear vehicle manufacturers, stop putting plastic stuff on my vehicles.
Tell me what you think about the Bronco.
It's
compare and
good.
contrast.
It's very capable right out of the box for a stock vehicle. I'm very impressed that way. I'm a little tired of dragging the belly over everything in its stock form. It's been so hard to get parts just because of supply chain shortages. And I know there's a lot of lifted Broncos here. I'm like, I'm so jealous.
By the way, so I blame everything on supply chain. If Corey gets mad at me, supply chain.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just everything. Everything.
So I'm waiting for suspension to come in so that I can lift it, and then it'll be a little bit more fun to drive. I always look at vehicles as a tool. It's a tool. Tools get banged up and scraped, and it's for getting done what you need to get done. It doesn't have to look pretty. Yeah,
right on. Where are you going from now? I mean, how trips coming up?
I'm not sure yet, because I'm figuring out what's going on with the Gladiator. I got to wait for parts on the Bronco, but I mean, there's a few big trips that I want to do this summer that I haven't really talked about yet, so I'm just going to keep that to myself for now.
All right, right on, cool. Sean, thanks for chatting with us. Really appreciate
pleasure.
it. You guys, storytell now. Saying hi, Kevin. How's the show been for you and all that?
It's been great. It's just been steady, beautiful weather, other than some, gale force winds on the first go around. But
what did you test during gale force winds?
What? So the main concern was the new Starlink up on the roof up there, making sure they didn't go off the other side. But
isn't Starlink crazy?
It's blowing my mind.
I know, it's just
everything.
So we were out Death Valley, and I've always gone out to Death Valley, and you're out in the middle of no place, and you were completely off grid. And, one of our members pulled up and is like, Starlink, and it was just crazy broadband.
Oh, yeah.
I did a live stream for that. I was just like, it's crazy.
Might as well. Just hook up.
Yeah,
I'd love to do some fireside chats from the fire.
That would be awesome. What's new with Lifestyle Overland? The family, where you're at, what you're doing.
We've been really exploring Utah a lot lately, and I just can't get enough. With every trip, something new, just mind-blowing adventures. And then we've also got some plans to head back to Alaska this year.
Oh, awesome.
For another good run, and so looking forward to that.
Awesome. We spoke with your friends that helped kind of plan. Is it Overland Alaska?
Alaska Overland.
Alaska Overland. I got it flopped. But we talked to him a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Great guy. Absolutely.
Love Greg.
Utah. That is not an area where you're like, good, I've done that. Now I'll go someplace else. You could do it for a lifetime.
We've been pounding it for about a year and a half steady now, and being very intensive about it. And sometimes that gets boring after a while in some regions. But I'm telling you, every 10 or 15 miles, the landscape changes. You're either up in the aspens or you're down in the desert. You're standing under an arch. I mean, it's something new every time.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, thank you.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
See you.
All right, see ya. You guys, I'm here with Jordan, Lost Sasquatch Provisions. We know each other, have known each other for a long time.
A few trips.
Yeah, look at this video. If I remember to link it up there, it's about photography. Jordan's also an awesome photographer. And a little point of trivia, he did Sasquatch on his lights, and it gave me the idea to do Overland Bound zeros on my lights. Yeah, and so I was like, that's a really good idea. Jordan, tell us what you're doing here, all right?
We've been having a great weekend so
Good.
far. We were live forging the last 2 days and brought out a bunch of fun knives and
very cool.
Just explaining people Damascus and how to forge out a blade. It's fun because it's, you know, I don't think I've ever seen a live forge demo out here for blades yet, but everyone here basically has a knife or a few on them.
Yep.
So it's a good crowd. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. And looking at your knives, they're absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Thank you, sir.
But let me ask you. Okay, so tell me.
So this was a special piece. So this is 16 days into this blade.
16 days.
16 days. 2,400 layers of steel, Damascus steel.
2,400 layers of steel.
And you fold it 9 times. So that's how I got to that many layers.
Right.
So you draw it out and you stack it and fold it. That was a super fun blade, 16 days into it, and then I inset the piece of turquoise in the bottom there.
That is awesome. Man, there's so much care and attention. I mean, so I look at it and I go, boy, that's a beautiful knife. And then you explain how it's done, and it's like, it all makes sense. All of a sudden, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool. So do you make knives through Lost Sasquatch Provisions,
Yep,
right?
Lost Sasquatch Provisions, website's Lost Sasquatch, and it's been fun. March 1st, I went full-time knife making.
Awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank
That
you.
is really, really
Thank you.
cool. Now, can people reasonably get a knife from you, or are they in such high demand that it's not reasonable to get a knife
So
from you?
I'm working now I've got my survival series that's coming out in probably July-ish time. Those I'm really working on getting the inventory up. The custom stuff is what I think I'm about 13 months out right now. But as is everyone in this time right now, but those have been fun. They're custom pieces and stuff like that, where I even have guys who will bring me pieces of their truck that have broken or something like that, and I'll fold it into the Damascus for them. And so those are fun blades to make, and they have such a soul and a story behind them. And
and then it becomes a lifetime piece, something that you're going to keep, something that you're going to hand down.
Exactly.
So I see a lot of things that are very pretty, pretty axes, pretty hatchets that I would actually never use. I come from a logging family, right? And an axe is something, it's a tool.
Yes.
Please tell me about your knives and how they should be used.
So
that put these above the mantle and just keep them there in a glass case?
So I actually have a mentor who makes people sign waivers. And they say they have to use their blades if you buy them from them.
Awesome.
And I love that idea because all these forge scale blades, when you really get that nice texture on them, you can beat the crap out of them for years. And it's just something that it's never going to change. You keep them oiled, you protect your blades, and these will stay good forever.
That is awesome.
All high carbon steel stuff. And so it's not going to be, you know, your stainless steel blade that kind of loses its edge after a few cuts of cardboard kind of thing.
Right on.
It's been fun to really get into the metallurgy behind knives and understand what is a good knife, and good knives rust. Good knives rust. You got to prevent the rust, but they will. And so that's how, if your knife just sits there and it never rusts, it's like, I don't know what kind of steel that was really made out of. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Jordan, thanks for talking to me. Really appreciate it. Let's hit the trail together.
I got to get a transmission and then we will.
Okay, get a transmission. Right on. Pretty darn well. Yeah.
All right. Let's roll.
Are you rolling? Right on. You guys, hey, I'm here with Nick, Overland Pros. You guys probably already know I have his equipment on the venerable Overland Bound FJ80, your awning, which is awesome.
Thank you.
And Nick, we put it to the test.
We did. I was like, let's leave it up. Let's leave it up.
And
the only one that was up.
So this year at Expo, it's all about wind. You always get something at these expos, and we had no business having the awning up in like 65-mile-an-hour gusts, but we did it, and it stayed up.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
it was
I was
awesome.
very proud of it.
Very
proud of it.
Yeah.
We did guy it down.
Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, we had it anchored to everything.
Yeah, and the wind was hitting it straight on.
Right on.
It wasn't like the other side. It was hitting it straight on.
The rig was rocking.
I know. That's what somebody came by and said. His car was going on because of the sail.
Yep.
But no, it was great.
Tell us what you guys got going on. I mean, what are you announcing here at the expo? Tell us about your equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have our awnings, which we love.
best product. Everybody loves them.
Yep.
You know, I mean, obviously you use it.
Yes.
We also have our new Baja vertical wedge. That's
Awesome.
our newest product we have. We spent a lot of time developing it.
Yep.
It's probably our most comfortable tent we have so far.
Yep.
We've made a lot of changes to it in the last year and a half. So it's hard shell, aluminum top. We have, I mean, obviously everything's right here.
Yep.
But we have.
They're not going to read it,
right,
though.
right, right. we have Sunflare solar panel options, which are basically 25-year panels.
Yep.
You can walk on them.
Very
one
cool.
diode per cell. The tents come with the load bars on top.
Awesome.
So you can run those across the panels, no big deal. You can run up to 250 watts of solar. That's what I have on this one. It's powering my Starlink, my fridge, because you know there's no cell service here when everybody's here.
Yep.
Panels work great. We have a vent at the top that we can now close off because people like to heat the tent.
Right.
And actually there's a heater duct in the side of it right there.
Okay.
So
very
if you look
cool.
over there, there's a heater duct. I had the heater on last night. We changed the original window design. Most tents, the windows, when you open them, the doors fold down. So
Right.
you unzip it down, and then when you climb in, you're climbing onto the screen and the canvas. If you climb out, sometimes the door will fall out, and then you could like fall down the ladder because you've got this piece of fabric laying over the ladder.
Right.
So all of our windows and doors go up.
Great.
So basically up, out of the way. They don't get dirt on them because they're not laying down.
Yeah.
So that was a big change.
And so you, and here's a great point about the background of Overland Pros. You have been doing overland, adventure, off-road, 4x4 travel for a really long time.
Oh yes, I mean
right?
all of this stuff is like, we use it and we're like, this doesn't work. We don't like this. This doesn't need to be this way.
Yeah.
I mean, even like some of the feedback you've given us on the awnings. You
Yep.
know, you're like, you need to do this, you need to change this. We're
Yep,
like,
and you and
good
I have been
idea.
on Mojave Road
and then we
together.
Change it. Yes.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then we
yeah.
change it.
You guys are really great at quality and value.
Yeah.
Right? That sweet spot, right? The quality and value, and it's attainable. It's not unobtainium gear that's just will blow your mind.
Yes, I mean, that was how we started with our original awnings. I mean, it was like we originally looked and said, you know, awnings are $2,000.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people, they'll never want to spend that, so they just won't get an awning.
Right.
So then we had our old awnings that were $400. And
Right.
it was like, people will, they're like, okay, I'll buy an awning that's you know, $400.
Right.
And then, you know, eventually we evolved into these, but we're still sub 1,000.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I mean, they hold up great.
They
Everybody
hold
loves
up
them.
great. I use them
You know?
like, and the test for me, guys, is if I use it, right? And I will use it for a lunch stop, and that just tells you how easy they are to open
I mean,
them.
like I pick my daughter from school. We drive 5 minutes to the river.
Yep.
Have some food. And we open the awning up. And,
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's this awning is 2 years old.
Yeah,
This one that's on here is this is the one we use for all our high wind testing.
Yep.
In Mojave, in Baja, in Death Valley.
Yep.
It's probably been out 300 times.
Awesome.
And it's, I mean, we've tried to break it.
Yep.
We haven't been gentle to it.
Right.
But I mean, it's still here. I haven't broken anything on it.
Right on. Nick, thank you
Hey,
so
man.
much.
No,
really
thank you, buddy.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right. What's going on, you guys? I'm here with Jason. Jason, we go way back.
We do actually.
Yeah.
For a number of years we've been chatting.
Well, so slow runner days, right?
Slow
like
runner.
it goes back quite a ways. And then I saw a video the other day, and you said, "Hey, I'm doing more stuff." Tell us what's going on.
A lot's changed over the last several years. You know, we were in Utah for a little while, but we hailed from Florida.
Yep.
Utah experience, you know, Utah's great, too cold for us, so we went back to Florida. And interestingly enough, we lived in the panhandle of Florida, Panama City Beach, Destin area.
Yep.
And that winter we moved back was actually cold. It was a cold winter, and we joke it was too cold, we went further south. So we're in Central Florida, Orlando area. And bought, 12 acres, nice little big house, you know, big enough for us finally. We've never had a house big enough for our large family.
Yep.
And starting a homestead, got chickens, cleared some land, putting in a pool, trying to figure out how to grow stuff, you know, and just got a banana circle, growing bananas, you know.
Right. I was just joking. I'm like, someday I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be like you and have like property and.
It's, you know, it's pretty cool. It's actually a lot of work, you know. Like every time a big storm comes through, like I've got 3 chainsaws now. 2 years ago, I had 0 chainsaws.
Yep. That's a 300. Never mind. I'm not good at math. Go ahead. Yeah.
You know, and so, but I was gonna say, every time a big storm comes through,
Yep.
you know, I have a fallen tree somewhere. I mean, oftentimes, you know, because we got a lot of land to mess with. So, anyway, it's pretty awesome though.
Right
Pretty
on.
happy.
Yeah, right on. Are you going to be doing video stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm working on making a little bit of a comeback here.
Awesome.
I had 5 videos edited. I uploaded my first last week in sort of this little kind of like hey, I'm coming back, guys series?
Well, your videos are awesome. I mean,
I
just
appreciate that.
your eye, your cinematography, the way you edit, it's all. I always love watching them. They're super cool.
Well, I really appreciate that. So I got 4 more coming up. The date, I don't know when y'all are seeing this, but it's May 22nd, and so hopefully we'll. I can. My plan. I'm not gonna say hopefully. I like to be. What is it? Affirmative and moving forward with.
Decisive, but there's always
decisiveness,
there's always a risk with it because you put it out there and then it's like.
I don't like making declarations, but at the end of the day, I got to hold myself accountable.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
So there we go. But I do have some. The point is, I have some content edited so that I can get myself going on a backlog and a routine, and that's the plan. That's what we're doing.
On. And the name of the YouTube channel.
It's Swell Runner. You can look up Swell Runner. You can search my name.
Cool.
But my last name is spelled funky, so.
Right on.
But if you search Swell Runner, you'll find me.
You'll get it. All right. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thanks,
really
Mike.
appreciate it.
Great to see you again.
Yeah. Good, cool. Hey you guys, I'm here with Enoch, and you have an awesome Xterra build here.
Yes.
Yeah, that is awesome. Hey, what is your social media account so people can check you out?
So our
there?
social media account's Mo Leisure X Ventures. That's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all those things.
Okay, awesome. You guys, so more pictures of this build there. This has been a journey. This is 3rd iteration. Tell me a little bit about it and tell me what you guys are doing.
So we've gotten to the point now where we've been on the road for about 2.5 years. As you said, we've gone through a couple other iterations on this build. We had an adventure trailer, and last iteration, and the one before that, we just had a Smitty-built rooftop tent and a little kitchen galley in the back. So as we've been on the road for the last 2 years, we've slowly changed and figure out what works best for us. And now we're to the point where we want to be inside a little bit more instead of living outside 100%.
Yep.
And to do that, to make that accomplish, I decided that I'm going to make a Troopy build out of a Nissan Xterra.
Awesome.
For better or worse, I've gotten it to a point where I think it's functional, and I think we'll be able to make it all work and really like streamline it and get it in there good. I
gotta ask you. At some point, Enoch, you are cutting a hole in your roof. At any point in time, were you like, what the heck am I doing?
Oh man, that was the first cut.
Right.
Like, it took me about 10 minutes to make the first cut.
Right.
She has some video. I was just like, okay, let's do this. So yeah, it was a stressful moment making that like final like, okay, I've made the decision, I'm gonna do it. Right. Let's pull the trigger.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. And so here I'm looking at it. You're going to do some finish work, but you've got enough now that it's kind of prototyped, right?
Yeah,
so what do you think of it? What do you think of it now?
So right now I'm super happy with it.
Cool.
Being that I did all this in 10 days.
Yeah.
I really banged it out. So there's a few finishing touches that I want to do, and kind of, like I said, like really like clean it up and make it more presentable, like a home style build, you know?
Right.
So we're gonna do like a kitchen galley on this side. We'll do a nice little L shape on the inside here. Back seats are gone. Utilities down in the bottom.
Right.
You know, all that fun stuff. Kind of I feel like it's kind of a standard internal build.
Great.
At that point.
Now, for folks who are watching that don't know, tell us a little bit about your journey, what you've done, and where you're going next.
Yeah. So we started about 2.5 years ago, and our main goal was to go to all of the national parks.
Right.
So we've done 52 out of the 63 national parks so far.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have one more national park in the lower 48 to hit, Royal Isles, and then the rest of them are Hawaii, America Samoa, Shucks, and then Alaska.
Right on.
So we're
very cool.
And so we're gonna end in Alaska, and then so kind of give you an idea like what it's gonna keep going. Like we want to keep going, you know. So when we get up to Alaska, we're going to start the Pan American Highway.
Oh, awesome.
And we're going to do it straight through. We have planned.
What a journey. That is awesome.
For a whole year.
Okay.
Start at Prudhoe Bay, all the way down to the tip of Argentina.
Oh, wow. That's going to be amazing.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
So, you know, once we finish our all the national parks, then right on to that next adventure.
Right on.
And just kind of try to keep it going as long as we can. You know?
Okay, cool.
You know?
Yeah, Enoch, thank you for sharing your build, your story, and you guys follow them, find out how this thing turns out. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great.
Yes,
thanks
a lot.
Yeah.